Hi, my name is Michael Volz, and this is my entry into the Connect-123 scholarship competition. International issues and problems were not something I had thought about until I met a Quechua man named Roberto. On the third day of hiking to Machu Picchu, at about 11,000 feet, I became very ill. In the middle of the night, I woke up in my tent, feeling sick. I tried the best I could to get to the outhouse, but I tripped and collapsed into a very, very cold marsh. I was running a fever, food poisoning, and was now very fastly approaching pneumonia. I shivered through the night and woke up when somebody opened my tent to tell me that the group would be leaving Roberto back to help me. He was a short, tan man who was fast with a joke and even quicker to help me. Roberto would pick me up, carry me, make me rest, and force me to drink water. In a few hours I got to feel a little bit better. I was able to talk with him and learn a little bit. He had lived just outside of Cusco with his wife and 3 kids for his whole life. He provided for them on a small piece of rocky farmland. Some weeks he would have to work as a porter for the Inca Trail tours, where he would work for 4 days straight, carrying 30 kilograms of gear over 40 kilometers just to make 15 American dollars. He had a hard time providing for his children and finding education for them. And finally, he had told me how just recently the porters had gone on strike to raise wages. Before the strike, they would have to sometimes carry over 50 kilograms of gear over the course of the hike for less than $5. The next morning, I was able to see daybreak from the sun gate over Machu Picchu. 2 days later, there was a knock on my door. The hostel owner brought me downstairs, and waiting there was Roberto and his youngest daughter. He had come to check to make sure I was still not sick and was doing alright. We exchanged addresses and still stay in touch to this day. After coming back from Peru, I began to minor in economics. I focused my studies on international issues, and I traveled more. I wanted to figure out the answer to the question, why? Why were some countries better off than others? Why were certain areas affected like this? And what were we doing about it? After graduating college, I took a job working at the United States Agency for International Development. I began to ask the question of how. How do we fix these problems, and how are we doing it right now? Working at USAID gave me the opportunity to teach, work, and live abroad. I was able to create and implement new business processes that ultimately helped international development efforts. I loved my job, but I always felt that I could accomplish more working in the law. When I was accepted into law school, I jumped on that opportunity. I left my job at USAID, and I still had the desire to keep helping people. After searching for an internship for my first summer, I stumbled on Connect-123. I researched the programs, and I researched the staff, and knew that they could help me get the internship needed to become the lawyer I one day hoped to be. I was recently accepted into an internship working for the international community of women living with HIV/AIDS in Buenos Aires, Argentina. This has literally been a dream come true for me. I'm Michael Volz, and I hope to be chosen as the winner for the Connect-123 scholarship competition. I thank you for your time.